Aloha from Hawaii. I'm Schoolland. I'm very happy to talk to you about responsibilities and freedom. Freedom comes with our birth, and it could be divided into numerous categories, such as freedom of mind, freedom of speech, freedom to do certain things, freedom of choice, etc. Some of the categories of freedom could be hindered by external factors, yet some belongs to us forever no matter what. However, many people don't feel free. That's because they are frightened by responsibilities that comes with freedom. They are afraid to be responsible for themselves and for their actions. Thus, they give up the right to exercise their own freedom. As Sigmund Freud put it, most people do not really want freedom because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened for responsibility. For example, today, if you exercise your freedom to say no to the government lockdown order, you would have to take the responsibility into your own hands to stay away from the virus and to keep yourself healthy. You would have to educate yourself about the virus, the prevention, and the cure. Accordingly, you would have to make decisions and choices to change your daily life routines and habits. You would have to face the authorities, defend yourself, avoid getting into trouble with the authorities. It's much easier to use your freedom to say yes to government and to let the authority take the responsibility for you. When you let the government take the responsibility to manage your life, you also let them take away many aspects of your freedom that are associated with those responsibilities. When you're not responsible for your own life, you are also not able to be responsible for your family and loved ones. When you follow the government order to wear a mask at all times and accept being house arrested for months, you're more likely to complain about the government, to depend on the government for information and instructions about life's daily decisions, and to ask the government to pay for your job loss, your difficulties, etc. Because you think the government is responsible for all things happened in your life. Your attitude and behavior is helping the government to expand its power and size, increase its spending, increase the money supply, increase taxes, and destroy the economy. The more you ask the government to do for you, the less control you have over your own life. The bigger the government gets, the smaller individual became. During 1950s to 1970s, the Chinese Communist government assumed the responsibility of feeding everyone in the country. Therefore, no one in China had freedom to decide what to grow on land, what to produce in factories, or what to sell in shops. I lived in China during that time. I remember not even knowing or having control of what we would eat or what we would wear each day. People were given coupons for food or grain, meat, eggs, cotton, fabric, shoes, soap, matches, cigarettes, sugar, cooking oil, haircuts, baths, and a few other essentials as the country's economic program from 1955 to 1993, and reinstalled again on some commodities last year. When people had no responsibilities for their own lives, they also lost freedom to control their lives. North Koreans are the best people to testify about this kind of life today. A few days ago, I received a message from a caring friend showing me the latest advice given by the most famous COVID-19 medical authority in China today. Dr. Zhong Nanshan told the Chinese people not to rely on wearing masks and washing hands to prevent getting COVID-19, but hurry up and build your own immune system in 5 simple ways: to get enough sleep, to eat good proteins, and do not eat sugar, get more sun to increase vitamin D, rinse your mouth, and take a hot shower every day. After reading this advice, I felt extremely sad for the Chinese people. How come the Chinese people need government authority to tell them basic common sense and simple daily routines? Because the CCP has been brainwashing the people over the past 70 years. The people of China are brought up by the CCP and its leader, not their parents. And most Chinese in China believed the CCP takes care of them so they don't need to take responsibilities for themselves as long as they listen to the party and follow the party line. 听党话，跟党走. They don't care to have freedom for themselves. In addition to life under the total surveillance of government, most Chinese people even happily let the power of government into their bedrooms, controlling how many children they can have. So I shouldn't have been surprised about the people not knowing that the best way to combat a virus or any disease is to have good health with a strong immune system and to sleep well, eat well, and have good personal hygiene. This situation is no longer limited to North Korea, China, and Cuba, but is now becoming the norm across the globe. This kind of submission to authority is becoming more alarming and harmful to humanity than COVID-19. So many people choose to give up responsibility, thus freedom, and choose to live in fear and to let governments dictate their lives. The truth is that those people are afraid of responsibility and don't want freedom. As for me, a survivor of the CCP horror, freedom is more precious to me than my life. And I would rather focus my life on creating values than keep myself safe. From the very beginning of this year, I have decided to choose freedom from fear attitude to face each day and to live my life accordingly. This choice has brought me a total peace of mind and endless joy. And it became a big blessing to the people around me over the past 7 months. Because I understood that I am responsible for myself. my way of life, my safety, and my health. And I need my freedom to be responsible.